welcome everyone to today's stream. It's been a while, but it's been a very busy month, and I haven't been able to really work from home because of all the exams and stuff like that. So yeah, test user, first one here, and long time no see indeed, and beginning wonderful. How are you doing? How are you guys? I know it's been forever. So today we're gonna do 3 hours, and Ray is also here in the room. So he's sleeping in his basket, so I cannot show him to you guys, but he's also greeting you. And well, I didn't have exams. I mean, I had exams, but it weren't my exams. I was on the other side. I was doing the surveillance and stuff like that, so I didn't have to take exams myself, so that was brilliant. It was the first time that I didn't have exams in January since forever, I feel like, because I remember last year I still had exams, so it was great. Yeah, it was nice not to have an exam. Felt bad for the kids, that I had to look at whether they were cheating or not. And also I did want to say that I will probably still only be able to stream for like a few more times until I stop, because there's actually multiple reasons. It's hard, to do the whole setup for just once a week, and then also the laptop situation has worsened. You cannot hear it, hopefully, but it's beginning to blow like so loud. It's just really unpleasant, and I think it's gonna give up anytime, because I don't remember it being this loud. So yeah, I'm very sorry for that, but we did stream for like a year, and it was definitely fun having all of you, meeting all of you. You cannot hear it. Okay, that's good. That's positive. I'm happy about that, because it is super loud and very annoying, but it's brilliant. I mean, anyways, I will be muted, in a second when we do start the first session, so you cannot hear it then, but it's good that you cannot hear it now anyways. So yeah, I do suggest we get started, and good luck everyone. Let's have a very productive first session. Okay, everyone, it is time to have our first break. I hope you're all holding up, that you've had a productive session, because I definitely did already get some progress done, so I'm very happy about that. Indeed, Papa's hoodie, I'm still alive. Might not be alive anymore because almost choking on my cereal bar thing, but it's okay. I'm fine. Anyways, yeah. As I was explaining at the beginning, but yeah, most of you were probably not there yet. I did not have time to stream the last weeks because it's been very busy. I haven't, been able to actually work from home a lot those weeks because I had to be on campus since, the thing is, there were exams and, the PhD students and also the professors, like everyone working at the university has to do exam surveillances, and there's a lot of exams and I had to do so many surveillances. I think I did like 5 or 6. And like those take like 4 hours or something like that. So yeah, I'm basically at the campus all the time. And then was a lot of meetings and stuff like that. Maybe because it was the new year, so they were like all doing catch-ups and stuff like that. And yeah, very, very busy schedule. So, and yeah, for you too, very late Happy New Year. I hope so far, everyone's had a good start to their year. Mine was definitely very busy, a very busy start. This month has been, extremely chaotic at work, but I feel like it's not only me. I noticed that my professor is also having a very busy time, so it's just, a busy period because it's exam season. Though, I did expect, because it is exams and the students are only there for exams, it would be a bit more relaxing, but turns out to be the opposite, so it is what it is. And exam period is not over yet. Hi. So it's not over yet, but I don't have to do surveillances anymore. I did all of mine, so that's that. I think this week is the last week that students still have exams, and then next week they get a week off. So that's how it is. And yeah, so also for, the ones that are wondering if I'm gonna, be streaming a lot still. The thing is, I did already explain that at the beginning as well, but I'm gonna say that every time that I get the chance to tell you so that everyone's informed. I think that this is like gonna be, February will be probably the last month that I'm gonna still be able to stream, because it's difficult to stream as well, as first of all, finding a schedule that works, since I cannot always work from home on the same day, so that's kind of a bit of a challenge. But also the more pressing issue is the laptop. So right now, some of you have seen the setup, how it looks like. You cannot see it, but I see it. This laptop that is supporting the whole streaming is a very old one that is a lot more powerful than all my other devices, than my work laptop and my iMac, which you can see in the background. They all do not support the heavy streaming software. So it's starting to blow like really loudly, and sometimes I have to like start it up multiple times. So I think it's gonna not work soon anymore. It's already giving me signs, and yeah, it's super loud. I'm actually shocked that you cannot hear it, blowing, but that's a good thing. It's not distracting you, it's only distracting me, but it's fine. Guess it's kind of a white noise, that's in the background. very prominent noise. But anyways, yeah, and so the screen doesn't work, so there's like this other screen next to it that's connected to it, and yeah, it's all, well, it's a mess. But yeah, the problem is the laptop is gonna give up anytime soon, you know. I already think last time, during the last stream, I was actually, you know, not sure whether I was still going to be able to stream that day, because I don't know, kept crashing. But yeah, surprisingly, today it worked again. But yeah, maybe my cooling pad for cooling down the laptop. Yeah, I don't know if it's not that it's so warm even, you know. It's just very old. Like I said, the screen doesn't even work anymore and stuff like that. It's just, I'm surprised that it still works, to be honest. Because if you would see it, you'd be like, no way. But it's crazy, you know, to see that old laptop in that bad, in the bad, how do you say that? I'm looking for the word. Wait, I need to know the word. Oh yeah, in the state. So in this bad state, that was the word I was looking for, is actually like performing better, like heavier, you know, stuff than all these other devices that are like, you know, working fine, but they're just not strong enough, not powerful enough. So that's kind of strange, you know. But yeah, I mean, that is also, I think this laptop was a very expensive one, like definitely more expensive than all the other things that I have. And it's, well, it's not mine, you know, it's my boyfriend's. So I think when he bought it, he was like, you know, I think he assembled, you know, it himself, because apparently you can do that. You can like say that, you know, you want this in it and stuff like that. So it sounds cool. But yeah, yeah, no, I'm aware of how, you know, that the fan tries to cool it off, but, you know, I think it's really strange that it's so loud, because, like I'm saying, I think it does a very good job at cooling it, because it's not feeling hot. But yeah, I guess it's overwhelmed on the inside, and it's really blowing so loud that you don't feel that it's warm. But yeah, the problem is that it sometimes is difficult to start it as well. So yeah, it is what it is. But so far, you know, it still works. But yeah, it's a mess, honestly. Half of my room is just a big mess as well. It must be so nice, you know, the other streamers that have like a really cool permanent setup, you know, to be just able to stream like, you know, like that whenever you feel like it. Because this is, well, this is not a neat situation, but yeah, it's, I mean, it's okay. It's not like I'm a professional streamer, so I guess a setup like that would definitely be overkill. But yeah, I also have the impression, you know, that people that stream, they usually are very, you know, like into computers, you know, like obviously most streamers play some sort of, you know, video games or stuff like that, so they must have a good performing laptop to support, you know, gaming, I suppose. So it makes sense. Yeah, that laptop will survive till you finish your PhD. Yeah, I don't think so. But honestly, you know, even if the laptop would still carry on for the 4 years, I don't think I can, you know, it's trust me, it's such a mess, and it doesn't make sense to keep doing this for just like once every 2 weeks or something to stream, you know, the way my schedule currently only allows it. So yeah, it's a lot of hassle for not being able to do it every day, you know, because if I would just stream every day, that would be different, you know, like I used to when I was still only a master student. Then, you know, I was able to like be a lot at home, but this is currently not possible, so yeah, I am definitely sorry about that. But yeah, also welcome, to the other people joining. I hope you're all doing well. Nicolius, I see you also joined. And yeah, I was just explaining that, unfortunately February will be the last month that I will be streaming. That way, everyone is informed. And yeah, I do suggest, since the break is over, that we get started. And yeah, this wasn't such a fun talk. I'm so sorry about that. I was just like saying all these sad things, complaining about the laptop and stuff like that, and about the setup. So let's try to make the next break a bit more fun, shall we? But yeah, good luck with the next session. I hope you manage to be super productive, and we'll talk in the next break. Okay, everyone, it is time to have a 10-minute break, and we have completed our second session for today, which is brilliant. Let me close the lamp because we no longer need it. It's finally a bit nicer outside. There's more daylight, more sunlight as well. Yeah, this morning was like super gray and very dark when I started, so it's definitely nice that this changed. And Tiny Beef, welcome back. How are you doing today? Morning errands took much longer than anticipated. Oh, that's annoying. But it's great that you're done with that, and now you have the rest of the day for yourself. What is it you need to do today? Do you have any specific plans? And yeah, how was everyone's session? I hope you were all super productive, managed to get a few things done, hopefully. Oh, Grandpa Cyril, welcome to you too. Lovely to see you back as well. And you have a pitch in an hour. Oh, that's very exciting. I hope it all goes well. Wishing you best of luck. You can do it. You can do it. And yeah, I'm also feeling good. It's been busy days, but today, honestly, I'm relieved that I can work from home again, because then there's sort of, zero distractions, There's people that cannot work well from home, and there's people that can, and I definitely can. I actually prefer it because, at the office, people talk, and they distract you, and yeah, I don't know, I get annoyed when I'm really in a workflow, and especially as a PhD student, you write a lot, right? So I really have the sentence in my mind in front of me, and then if someone starts saying something at that moment, while I'm figuring out that sentence, and I have it in my head, and I still need to write it down, if someone distracts me, then just goes like poof, it vanishes, and then I forget what I was thinking, and yeah, it's just super frustrating. So that's why I don't enjoy it. And I do put on my noise cancellation headphones sometimes, but even then people talk, and so yeah, not ideal for me. But yeah, suppose you need a lot of discipline as well to work from home, because I can imagine that it can be more distractful than at work, because at home you have a bed. You can just go and take a nap if you don't feel like it, and yeah, that's something you should not do ideally. But yeah, you need to read at least one research essay. Okay, sounds like a fairly chill day though, so that's really nice. And your PhD office was a glorified corridor. You had corridor lighting and it went off every 15 minutes. Oh no! And the meeting room was right across. Oh no! There were 50 of you in the room. It was awful. Yeah, that does sound quite terrible. And how was it back then? Did you get to work from home certain days, or were you expected to be there every day? Because that's tough, Here, for us, yesterday we actually had a meeting, because, the rule was that we only get to work from home one day a week. But yesterday they said that, normally we should be allowed to work 2 days a week from home, but yeah, it was the other professor saying that, and my professor is not really too fond of that, so I tried to touch it upon him, kind of hinting that I really use my days at home for writing, because I want zero distractions, and I feel like that makes a lot of sense. If you think that, people that actually write books, the, authors are writing an entire novel or whatever, you know, they sometimes go to like these writing retreats where they, you know, go for like 4 weeks or something, or like a month, I don't know, to like, you know, this other place, you know, for somewhere else, to just focus on writing, you know, to not be home, to not have, you know, other people disturbing you. And I guess that makes a lot of sense then, you know, and I kind of do the same thing with me working from home. So yeah, that's the rich authors. Yeah, true. It's like they don't get the hint with the headphones. Exactly. And no, I don't have like really big, you know, massively visible headphones, but you know, usually I have my hair, you know, tied away from my face so that doesn't bother me, you know, while doing my work. So you definitely see when I wear my AirPods, you know, like, but still, you know, people just don't understand it. And I think, you know, the problem is also the culture they're trying to get, like, oh, you know, you should be able to talk about things and stuff like that. But like, yeah, don't ask me questions that are not urgent while I'm writing. I mean, I find that extremely rude. Like, you know, why do that when I'm, you know, visibly taking a break because I'm, you know, like sorting through things or doing things like responding emails where I'm not like super focused. So I don't know. Yeah, people just don't get it. I don't know. What can I say? So yeah, maybe it's also me. Like, I feel like I have less of a need to always ask questions, because also, you know, sometimes people are lazy when they ask questions, in the sense that they could figure out the answer, you know, by just looking things up, but it's easier or more convenient for them to ask someone else. And I don't know, I try not to do that. I try to, you know, just avoid bothering people with my things, but yeah, I know, like, our professor does encourage that, you know, like to ask, you know, especially older, you know, PhD students on, you know, guidance. And I understand that, you know, that's like more efficient for, you know, the starting PhD students, you know, then we don't have to, you know, figure all that stuff out by ourselves. But then, you know, I feel bad for the other person, because you're kind of wasting their time with that, you know, because it's not really their issue. But yeah, it's a sort of solidarity thing, and I think it makes sense, you know. But then again, you know, I think that there should be boundaries, like, you know, don't constantly ask questions all the time. Just like, you know, maybe bundle some questions, and when you know, when they have time, you just you know, you just ask them, but like not just like randomly asking when you feel like it, you know. Yeah. And gosh, I'm finding it hard to keep up with the comments, so sorry. I'm missing a lot of comments, so excuse me for not always, you know, answering everything. But yeah, I agree with that. Just send an email. Like, I do that mostly, you know. I try to just send an email really saying, like, by the way, you know, this is not urgent, so that way they know. But yeah, at your last workplace there were 4 teachers in the same room. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's always, yeah, there's always, you know, different types of people, you know. We also have you know, you definitely see that the older PhD students, you know, the ones that are in a more advanced stadium, they are quiet, they don't talk, you know. They also have their headphones and they're, you know, in their zone. But yeah, they sit in a different office, and in our office we do have some people that like to talk a lot, and that's annoying. So sometimes what I do is, when I do know that it's a day where everyone comes in the office, I will stay at home. And then on days where I know, like Fridays usually, most of the people aren't at the office, so that's where I go to the office. Yeah. I hope they never watch this, you know, because these streams do get uploaded on YouTube. Because, you know, I'm really revealing my true intent. But I just work differently, okay? Like, I don't want distractions, and I'm totally okay with, you know, having the interactions, but, you know, like, there's moments where we schedule that, like, okay, you know, today we're reading each other's, you know, research proposal and we're talking about it, discussing it. Then, you know, you have my, like, dedicated, undivided attention, and I will, you know, definitely enjoy, you know, the interaction, stuff like that. But it's just, yeah, there's a place for everything, and there's no place for, you know, talking to someone that clearly is in a workflow. But yeah, when your only child mentality is kicking in, comfortable being productive alone. Honestly, I know the break is over, but yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna pick up on that because that's a very interesting thing you're saying. I suppose that may truly explain a lot of things in my behavior, because indeed I really enjoy being alone, first of all, you know, because I'm comfortable with it. I learned being alone a lot, and then yeah, I like it when it's quiet. And indeed, maybe, you know, that all comes back to my childhood situation, you know, where I'm not used to, you know, having someone constantly distract you. And so I'm also, like, sensitive to noise, in the sense that when there's, like, a lot of people in the room talking, there's, like, a lot of discussions going on, it's just, it overwhelms me, and I get a headache sometimes. I'm just like, whoa, and I get super exhausted. So that could be it. So I find that very fascinating. I don't think I've ever linked those two things together, but that would explain a lot. And no, I'm not saying I hate the people. It's nothing to do with hate, but it's just personal preference, because, you know, there's people that really enjoy studying, like, with their friends together and stuff like that. And then there's people that study alone, you know. And I'm just the second person. I'm not the, yeah. I don't mind solitude. I mean, obviously. I do like having lunch with my colleagues a lot, and I enjoy talking because, you know, it makes sense, you know, you're not working. So, but yeah, I'm just, yeah, I try to be efficient, and it's not efficient if I, you know, kind of like half work, half talk, stuff like that. Then, you know, your work takes longer to be done. And yeah, I am literally asking for boundaries. That's really it, you know. There's boundaries, and some people cross boundaries, and it is what it is. So yeah, I'm glad you understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, no, but very interesting conversation, and indeed, do let me know, you know, if you have tips with, you know, what I'm experiencing. Do you address that to your colleagues? Do you just say, like, oh, you know, can we maybe talk about this another time? I'm actually really busy right now. Do you say that, or do you just, I don't know, ignore that? Because that's what I do. I'll just, you know, be a people pleaser, and I'll just be like, oh no, it's fine, although it's really not fine, you know, because I was in a, you know, train of thought. But yeah, let me know. Feel free to share what you do in that situation, because I'm super curious to find out. And yeah, break time is long overdue, so I do suggest we start with our last productive session. So good luck, everyone, and thank you for the super interesting conversation. Okay, everyone, we have completed our third session for today. So I hope you had a super productive last session, and yeah, I'm very happy so far. I just, found something out that is actually brilliant for me for my PhD, because, I will be looking at certain, member states other than Belgium for for how they transpose, certain obligation in their national law from EU legislation. And, very conveniently, it is France and the Netherlands, so the neighboring countries, that are pioneers in this and that are very far ahead. So they're a good choice. But I had also read that Sweden was also kind of on track with the things I needed, and then I was like stressed, like, oh well, how am I gonna do that, because I don't speak Swedish, but I do understand French and Dutch, so I mean that would obviously not be a problem. But now I read that they're kind of really behind on what they promised timeline wise, so they're still nowhere where they were supposed to be, which means it doesn't make sense to look at it. So it's great news for me, otherwise I would have to have all sort of things translated, and that will probably not be necessary. So yeah, feeling kind of great about that. Saves me a lot of hassle, so yeah, it's pretty great. And yes, fertig, we're done for today. No, we're not done for today, we're done with the stream, but I will have to have lunch and then go on a walk with my dog, and then I'll resume working for today. But yeah, that's that. Anyways, how was your session, guys? And Grabby's rule, I do like the suggestion, to implement sort of system where, it's obvious for your colleagues whether they can approach you or not. That seems like so drastic, that you'd have to do that. But yeah, we had this conversation about this whole thing with, when you're at the office, there's some people that talk more than others, and then that can be, distracting you if you're in a workflow. So you could have a light, you could toggle green and red. Yeah, all very good ideas. I'll definitely think about it. Yeah. The thing is, I'm just the people pleaser that I am. I don't want to come across like difficult, like not, accepting to be a teammate for setting those rules. It seems like so extreme, but I mean, it's not like I want to be extreme. It's just if people indeed don't respect the normal signs that are less aggressive, like, having noise cancelling headphones on and stuff like that, then, what can you do? Suppose then, you must be a bit more extreme in communicating that. But yeah, it is what it is. The problem is also that I have extremely strict deadlines, whereas I feel like others currently don't have strict deadlines, because I'm trying to go to the doctoral committee. So the way it works, for us at least, if you write your PhD, you first do a research proposal saying this is what I'm going to do. These are my research questions, this is the methodology, stuff like that. And then you have to present that at the doctoral committee, and every month there is a doctoral committee that you can go to. So I'm trying to go to the one in February, so the deadline is next week, to put down all my documents. So that would be mainly the research proposal, but also the doctoral application in the broader sense, where you also have your CV and stuff like that. And so then, that's the deadline that I have, and there's only a few more days left, so that's why I'm trying to get everything done so that I can put that down, and then I'm okay. And once you go to the doctoral committee, if they say like it's okay, then you can start working on your actual PhD thesis. So yeah, I'm just trying to do this faster, because the official rule is that you have to do this within 8 months, and I'm only in my 4th month in, so I would have still a lot more time to postpone this and go later on. But yeah, if I get there earlier, that also means that I get to start earlier, so means less pressure in the long run, of not maybe having enough time and stuff like that. So yeah, trying just to get a fast start, and yeah, it's just different, and then others are like less concerned with this because they're taking their time a bit more, which is definitely sensible for some, because it all depends also if you already start with a topic or not, because the position that I got for this PhD came with a topic decided upon it, so I'm not like super free to choose what I want to research about. Like the topic was already fixed, but normally the topic is not fixed, and you can just simply propose your own topic. But obviously that takes time, you have to like first come up with something that you feel like would be interesting, but you also have to see whether you can still write about the topic, because it's not, if someone wrote about your topic, then you cannot write about that topic anymore if there's already a PhD project on that, which kind of makes sense, because it would be ridiculous, a waste of funds as well, to, have several people writing kind of identical theses, So yeah, that's the whole system. Don't know if that's super interesting for you to know, but just, there you go, that's the explanation. And normal sign that's less aggressive. Yeah, I suppose it's an accurate description, kind of, yeah, I don't know. I suppose there's something wrong with me in a certain way, indeed, and it's probably because I was an only child, I seem to realize that most of my colleagues are very different from me, it's already starting with like the small things, the fact that they're like more of like an evening person, whereas I'm a morning person and stuff like that, makes it look like because I do leave, rather early from the office, but I'm also the first one to come in and start, like sometimes I've already been working for like more than an hour, and that's when the first person arrives at the office, so it kind of makes sense that I leave first because I came first, like I already had a head start of an hour or so where I was able to do work. But then like if people don't realize that you were the first one in, kind of looks like you're always the one leaving first, and it looks like you're not working as much as they are because they're staying in longer, but it's not correct, but it's just those little things where I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a bit difficult. But I don't think, anyone judges. Maybe it's just me, like overthinking things, So that's like one thing. And then, yeah, like I said, most of the people also, they say like, oh, I cannot concentrate at home. That's why I try to work mostly in the office. Like I have zero issues focusing on what I have to do at home. In fact, as I explained, in great detail, I prefer working at home. It's nicer. Like I said, zero distractions if you don't distract yourself through, being on your phone or taking a nap or something like that. But I mean, your phone can also distract you at the office, so it's not really a lot of difference. Maybe I should make an actual sign for do not disturb. Yeah, maybe. You're also more comfortable alone. Spend most of your time doing your own thing. We're similar. Yeah, and I think there's nothing wrong with it. Indeed, we're introverts, and I feel like a lot of the other people are extroverts. And yeah, I also noticed that So yesterday I noticed, we had this meeting, and then after the meetings they decided to still like have a drink or something because they still had, lots of things lying around from other meetings, and so we did that. And like people seem to not mind, that, well, obviously you wouldn't mind doing, social things, doing anything other than working within your working hours, but I was just like kind of stressed, thinking like, oh, this is such a waste of time, because I'd rather, get my work done because I have the deadlines, that are pressing, instead of doing nothing, instead of just having small chit chat during the working hours, because that, the way I'm thinking is that I realized, okay, that was like time I could have used to, work on my stuff, but because I didn't do it, that means that I'll have to catch up another day. So that means that the next day I'll probably have to spend extra hours in the office making up for that lost time. So then I get annoyed because it's like, oh, that would have been, my free time, which now got lost because of that. So yeah, I'm just very extreme. But, it all comes down to what do you value most? And I value my time, my free time the most. So, yeah, I take it very seriously. Like, if you work, you work. And then if you don't work, you don't work. So, yeah. I just respect my free time a lot. But it's also different because I can imagine that, other colleagues, they don't have commuting time. I have a bunch of commuting time. It takes me around like 50 minutes to 1 hour one way to commute. So it's like approximately 2 hours a day that I lose commuting from my free time, and that adds up. By the end of the week you have like 10 hours less to spend on whatever you want to spend it on. And that's like every week, on a monthly basis. That's a lot of hours, it's like 40 to 50 hours every month. So that's like time that, all the others that live like very close by, because most of them live, just in Brussels, in the center where we work. And so they have more time. So I suppose for them, it's less dramatic if they spend an hour more in the office, because they also don't have the hour that they have to commute like me. So I get that. It's just different, but with me losing so much time, I'm trying, to minimize the things that I can control, because I cannot make the commuting time shorter, that's something I cannot control. So that's fixed. But then I look at other ways, like how can I save time? And so yeah, if you waste my time at work where I'm really trying to get everything done so that I can leave at a reasonable hour, then I get very, very upset internally. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you have zero respect for my free time? Honestly, what is wrong with you? Because time is something you will never get back, like it's worse if someone wastes your time than if someone were to waste your money, because you can always make more money, but you cannot really make more time now, can you? Time simply passes and then it's lost forever. So I feel like that's a very deep thought right there. Yeah, I'm such a complainer. I know, but I'm just trying to explain, how I work, how I function. And I feel like, most people do not understand, but I'm very glad that my boyfriend understands. I think I also kind of got more extreme with this because of him, because he really values his time, and that also made me think like, oh my gosh, that's actually true. Time is really such a valuable thing. And people don't realize that. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily German. I mean, Germans are very punctual, but I don't know whether they're super, efficient in everything. Maybe they are. I don't know. They probably are, since they have very good cars. So must be some sort of efficiency in their work ethic to make such good cars. No idea. So yeah, exactly. Yes, I am the type to work hard and party hard, exactly. Yes. Since I'm a very controlled person, I guess you're not that good at improvising at the moment. No, I suppose I can. You know, I can adapt. Yeah. So yeah. So there's some people, you know, that are very like, you know, strict with their planning, and they dislike it when plans change last minute. You know, they kind of cling on to their planning, and it bothers them. I have less of an issue with that. I guess it depends. So, you know, if something changes last minute, then I'll improvise in the sense that, oh, I guess I'll do this instead, you know, I'll just move on to the next task, so I'm not really affected by it, you know, it's like whatever. But what I don't like is when something messes up my schedule in a very unnecessary way, because you know, there's things that are acceptable, like if someone's sick, if some class gets cancelled last minute, it is what it is, you know, like it's fine. But then if, for example, someone, let's say, simply forgets about a meeting and then doesn't show up, and it was an important meeting, and there's like not enough time left to, like, you know, have the meeting at a later stage without, you know, changing other plans, which then means that you have to, like, you know, cancel something else and move that around, and then, you know, you just move around everything and everything becomes like a big mess, then yeah, then it bothers me. So, you know, because then, you know, you just, it's like a domino effect, you know, you like push one plan and then all the plans get pushed. Yeah, that's annoying. But I suppose that's not really improvising at the moment sort of thing. So no, I suppose no. I'm okay with, you know, change. But my boyfriend does have an issue when things don't go according to plans. And I have some other friends that have the same. Yeah, it's super interesting. People are like so, you know, different, and it's kind of really cool. You know, there's this app, and then I'll stop talking and I'll end the stream because, you know, I need to make food because I'm hungry. But it's called Dimensional. I haven't had it long, but it's like this app on, well, you know, you answer a lot of questions on your personality and stuff like that, and it's kind of really interesting to see, because then it shows you, you know, it kind of explains the different types, and you can also see, you know, what other people think, because there's also like a daily poll, you know, where you can answer a question and you see what most people answer, how they, you know, react to a certain situation, stuff like that. So it's super interesting. So definitely give it a try, I would say. And yeah, we do match each other. Honestly, I would go crazy, you know, to be with someone that is too different to me. Because it's not like we're the same, you know, we're definitely not the same, because he has a very different personality type than I do. He's very analytical and I'm very emotional, and empathic and stuff like that. So yeah, we're really not the same, but, you know, like the sort of like the core principles that we find important, they kind of align, and I think that that's kind of necessary, you know, like if indeed I were to, so there's always the same friends of mine. I know when we say like let's meet at 5 p.m, they will not be there at 5 p.m. They'll be half an hour late at least, you know, and that's not okay with me. I find that borderline rude and annoying, because, you know, then you're on time, you're waiting there for half an hour, that's just half an hour that you could have used to do something else, and it's gone, you know. And yeah, that bothers me. I feel like if you know, I would date someone and he would pull that stuff, I'd be like, no, you know, it's just leave. And, you know, I was thinking later, because I saw this, I think it was in Killing Eve. Yes, I don't know if you guys know the series Killing Eve, but it was super interesting because there was this person that also valued her time a lot, and she was like making it clear to the person. So she was scheduling a meeting with someone, you know, like for at noon at restaurants, whatever, and she said, you know, by the way, make sure you're on time because I will wait up to 15 minutes, but after 15 minutes has passed sharp, I will leave, and then, you know, meeting's cancelled. And I was like, wow, that's actually nice, because then people understand, like, okay, you know, I need to be there or else that person is not gonna wait for me. And I feel like 15 minutes is a reasonable time, because it can always happen that you know, are late because something, you know, happens, traffic and stuff like that. But then, you know, just send a message saying, hey, sorry, I will be late. Then the person knows, you know, because that's not what I'm talking about. But it's just people that know that they are going to be late because they leave at the time from their home where they're supposed to meet the person. That doesn't work, you know. You have to account for the time that you have to get there, right? So I don't know. Yeah, that is really something that I must do later on in life as well. But I always thought, you know, as a student, it kind of seems ridiculous to do that, because you don't have someplace better to be. It's not like you're so busy. But now that I'm working, now that I'm making money, I do think that it does, you know, appear reasonable to say that I have better things to do, kind of, you know. Yeah, if my children are not like that later, then we will have an issue. But I mean, since they will be raised by me, I suppose they will probably have similar values, you know. I'm just gonna really punch those values of respecting other people's time, being punctual, being on time to them. Yeah, it's really something. It seems like such a small thing for others, but man, I can get so into fighting about that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Maybe it's also because I grew up with Germans, indeed. They were always very punctual. Belgians, not that much. So, yeah. Yes, I'm on my way to their car. Yeah, that's not okay. But yeah, anyways, guys, it was a pleasure streaming again, and we talked for a long time, and now I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna make food, and I'll definitely let you know on Discord when the next stream will be. I'm not sure yet. It may just be next week, Wednesday as well, or not. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'll still let you know on Discord. So see you next time, and thank you for joining today. Bye everyone.